and you are now tuned into the recap with the GoodFellaz podcast. You know how we do every week. We're breaking it down. We're chopping it up about everything that went down during the week. And there's always a lot going on. So, we always here for y'all. Shout out to everybody tuned in right now, whether you're tuned in through YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're going to get up on like Apple and all them other sites is coming real soon. But in the meantime, we here for y'all. And funny enough, we talked politics, we talked liquor. So let's get into some movie stuff real quick. Dav, I saw something. Matter of fact, we saw something movie related having to do with Jared Leto. Why don't you let everybody know about it?
Definitely. So it was announced today that Jared Leto is going to reprise his Joker in Zack Snyder's new miniseries on HBO Max. And that's a big deal because when they first mentioned that the Snyder Cut was going to be released on HBO Max, that they weren't going to give him money to do reshoots. But now they actually gave him some money for reshoots. So now, he's bringing in the original actors. I think Ben Affleck, I think he's coming in. Other people are coming in to do reshoots and like green screen stuff. So I think he's, and I guess Jared Leto, they added him to it today. So you'll get to see maybe this version of the Joker actually go up against, Ben Affleck's Batman, and Deathstroke. Like, you might see all that. Like, that's dope. And the fact that it's not a movie and it's a miniseries, that allows him to make this as long as he wants, like 4 or 5 hours.
I heard they've already spent like an additional $70 million. I think is their budget for like the upcoming reshoots and just whatever else they got to do. So that's what's up. I mean, you know how I feel about the whole Justice League thing, but that's neither here or there. I mean, it sounds like it could be good. I feel like it better be good at this point. I mean, they're literally throwing the kitchen sink into that movie. But how did we feel personally about Jared Leto's Joker in Suicide Squad, and especially versus all the other versions of the Joker? And the Joker is like one of those iconic roles at this point. So how do we feel about Jared Leto's Joker?
I mean, personally, I feel like based on these interviews after the Suicide Squad was debuted, he was totally upset because he said he shot more footage than they actually had in the actual film. So I really feel like to give him a strong critique based on what he's saying and based on what the director has even said, Robert Ayers of the original Suicide Squad movie, he said Jared Leto did a great job as the Joker, but we didn't get a chance to actually see him portray it as he envisioned it. I think I'm looking forward to him actually showing more of his character and what he can do. Jared Leto is a great actor, and I think he didn't get the opportunity to display what he was totally capable of. And what I saw, I didn't think it wasn't bad, but I didn't think it was super great. It wasn't Heath Ledger, it wasn't Jack Nicholson. You know what I'm saying? Some of the greats that actually portrayed this character. But I think if he had more screen time, I would have been able to really be like, yeah, I like him, or yeah, I hated him. You know what I mean? Okay. But based on what I saw, I didn't get enough to really be able to say I hate him or like him.
See, my thing is this real quick. Before we go any further, like, I don't want to. I feel like we're in a situation right now where it's like a movie will drop, and then they'll be like, well, nah, originally we were gonna do this, and that. Like, my thing is, like, based off all I can base my opinion off of is what actually was. So, not to take anything away, but based on what we saw in Suicide Squad, did you guys like Jared Leto's Joker? Sha, you're a big Joker fan. Like, what did you think about Jared Leto's portrayal of the Joker?
I'm gonna keep it 100. I never saw Suicide Squad, so I don't even know who this guy is.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Karev, what did you think about Jared Leto?
As the Joker, I was confused because thugged out Joker just didn't appeal to me. Dude had fronts, he had tattoos and slick back hair like he was Italian. And the one thing from him I remember, besides him making weird noises, is Common saying Harley was a fine bitch and the Joker getting mad and stabbing him. You know what I'm saying? That's all that stood out to me. But it's funny that we're talking about him reprising the Joker because being that the Snyder cut is talked about, now they talk about the Ayer cut and Suicide Squad, so everybody can get all the footage that he did as Joker, so we can see that, so it builds him up. And they've been talking about the Ayer cut since the Snyder cut. You know what I'm saying? So as far as seeing him as Joker, I just hope he does a good job because we got cheated out of Ben Affleck being probably the best Batman ever, maybe. So, I mean, wow. Maybe. We never know because we didn't see it. So.
Okay. So can we say how would we grade Jared Leto's Joker real quick before we compare him to the other ones? Dad, what would you give him?
I'd give it about a 7. I like that they tried to take, like, they made him more of psycho gangster kind of a Joker, and some of his looks in the Suicide Squad were taken like directly from like different comics and things. So they wanted him more of like mob boss Joker. Psychopath, and I like certain parts of that, like, you know, when he tortures Harley and I'm not gonna kill you, I'm gonna hurt you really, really badly, like those parts, and when he like convinces her to jump into the Axis chemical stuff, like those are the parts that I thought were cool. The like snarling and the like honka and all stuff, like the Ace Ventura stuff. Like that's the really liked.
You said Ace Ventura.
Yeah, word. It's like, but watching the extended version of Suicide Squad, you see a little bit more of some of the stuff that was cut from him, and you're like, oh, okay. Like I wish I would have seen more. So I'm curious to see what he is. Like, I don't think it's going to be a huge part. It's probably just going to be a couple of lines or like 5 minutes at most. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Ayer cut. Like, it's nothing new to have director's cuts, and sometimes they make the movies better. I mean, hey, Richard Donner had a cut of Superman 2 that was totally different, where, you know, Zod and all of them don't die. Like, they go to jail. It's like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like if you can get the director's full vision for a movie, sure, why not? I'll take that. So I'm excited. I want to see what it looks like.
Okay. So with that being said, I mean, the Joker is arguably one of the most iconic villains, period. And I'm not even just talking comic book. We're talking like, like his portrayals and the actors that have portrayed him have had some of the most classic. I mean, we're talking award-winning performances. So if we had a choice, right? Let's say, you know, for some reason we had the option of picking any of the Jokers to be in this Justice. If let's say we were in charge of DC movies and we could have picked any of the Jokers to actually be in the Justice League movie, who will we pick? Who is our favorite Joker of all time? Well, Shah, let me ask you first. Shah, if you had your pick, who's your personal favorite version of the Joker? Who played the Joker the best to you?
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger. You're rocking with Heath Ledger. Can't argue that at all. You know, like what was it about Heath Ledger's portrayal versus, let's say, Jack Nicholson or what's his name from the Joker movie?
Phoenix.
Yeah. Why would it be Heath Ledger?
Cause honestly, bro, trying to keep it PG, he was effing sick. Like he was out of it. Like he really portrayed like he was out of his mind. Like, you know what I mean? You know, Heath Ledger was like his Joker was like, all right, like what's that other guy's name? Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
You know, all the other ones, Caesar Romeo, like all the other Jokers.
Yeah, Caesar Romeo.
Mm-hmm.
All the other Jokers were like, okay, you know, supposedly they're crazy, they laugh a lot, but this one actually made you feel like, yo, this guy's really insane. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what's up. Shout out to Heath Ledger, man. R.I.P. Big A.
What's up?
All-time best Joker.
All-time best Joker. It's kind of hard between Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger. Why? Because Jack Nicholson kind of stayed close to the comic book of being a low-life guy trying to come up in society in the underworld, and then being able to get the one up on all of his competitors in the underworld and becoming a boss himself. And then you have the psychotic, sadistic mastermind that Heath Ledger portrayed in The Dark Knight, which was masterfully acted because it was all the characteristics that you would see the Joker do: the maniacal planning, the precise knowing and anticipating his rivals' moves, and being able to manipulate everybody to the T, to the last second. The only one he wasn't able to, spoiler warners, the only one who wasn't able to eventually get a one-up on was Batman, because he preconceived everything against Batman and was banking that he would be able to break him. So, well, all that being said, it's between Jack Nicholson because it stayed more toward the comics.
You can only pick one. There's only one Justice League movie.
They got a tie, man. I'm sorry. I'm a Gemini. I can't, like, they're both masterful. I mean.
Nah, but for the Justice League, let's say it was up to you. Okay. Justice League reshoots that are coming up. You can only pick one. You can't have two in the movie. Like, who would it be?
It would have to be Heath Ledger. If he was still alive, I would have to go with Heath Ledger. Just based on the screen time. He had more screen time than all the other competitors. Unlike Caesar Romero, who was a part of the Batman show. Yeah, but he wasn't in a movie. They had a TV movie they did, but it wasn't even. He didn't even have as much time as the Catwoman and all the other people. So I would have to go with Heath Ledger.
Okay, Karev, Heritage Hip Hop's own best Joker. If you could pick only one to portray Joker in the Justice League reshoot, who is your favorite Joker of all time?
None of the people that we named. So that's my curveball. My favorite Joker of all time is Mark Hamill.
Wow. Mark Hamill from the cartoon.
I like him that's my favorite Joker because I grew up with that Joker. You see what I'm saying? As for people and putting a movie together, I would put Heath Ledger there because Heath Ledger's Joker was the hero and villain in the movie. Batman was the star.
Yeah.
And when we talk iconic, you know what made me like Heath Ledger's Joker better than everybody else? He was the first actor that studied to make the Joker. Jack Nicholson did the Joker off of his own personality.
Yeah.
Everybody hated Caesar Romero's Joker because he was more of a jokester and he had a mustache that they painted over, so they make big fun of the mustache. You watch DC fandom, even like in Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis is like, that was your villain for real with a mustache. It's painted over, so they joked about it. You know what I'm saying? Joaquin Phoenix was too new for me. And the thing about it is, I got to see more of it. But as a movie, I think that was one of the best Joker portrayals ever because that was the Elseworlds. If anyone who doesn't know, the Elseworlds is a story within a story that's not like the story we go by. If you really look at the, I heard the commentaries of the Joker movie, and they said, which is spoiler warning, everybody haven't seen it. That movie never really happened. That was a scenario inside his head. That's why
it was like an alternate reality.
Yeah.
No, it's not even that.
It wasn't. It was psychotic. It was
a psychotic movie. The clock never turned in the movie. Yeah. So if you look at the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, that was a scenario all in his mind. So you don't know if that really happened or not. It was just a story. That's what made that movie classic to me. With Heath Ledger, like Shaw said, it really brought you into the mind that something's wrong with this guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what drew me into his Joker. But Mark Hamill's Joker was true to life, the Joker in every sense of the word in the book, whether he was mafia, criminal, clown, or comedian. It showed every side of him, and it actually even showed his side of his portrayal of who Batman is to him, rather than just being a villain. You know, so you had the comedy, but you also had some of the serious. But being that it was a cartoon, it wasn't graphic. So if I really look at it from who my favorite Joker is, my favorite Joker is Mark Hamill. But for a movie purpose, because I know he can't play him in a movie, I go with Heath Ledger. But Dav, what do you think? Who was your favorite to put in a movie?
I'm gonna go with Heath Ledger. I think because he's the most versatile. I think you could take Heath Ledger's Joker and you could put him in Justice League. You could put him in Batman with, you know what I'm saying, Keaton, and I think he could play his version could rock there too. But I am very much partial to Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of the Joker, because I feel like that's the first time you've ever really like cared to know what makes a guy like that tick, or what could push a normal person to become, you know, what the Joker is and what he stands for, even, you know, to be like Heath Ledger. So I think, but I couldn't put that Joker in Justice League. Like I couldn't see him in Nolan's Batman. I couldn't see him in the 89. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean. Like, so if I look at it that way, I have to go with Ledger, man, because Ledger's Joker, it was just the best all-around performance. Even though I think Joaquin Phoenix was like, his was a better acted Joker. But I think Heath Ledger's performance was just perfect. Like,
yeah,
I mean, like, yeah, it's timeless. You never get tired of watching that movie.
Yeah,
you know what I like about Heath Ledger's Joker is like just the psychology of it. You know, like when he's about to kill somebody, he's talking about you want to know how I got these scars. And he comes up with different scenarios. Like, I believe if we would have had like a part 2 or 3 of that same Joker, like he would have had like 3 or 4 more explanations as to how he got those scars. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because part of his origin, I mean, the thing about the Joker, technically, his origin is up in the air. Like, and I give Nolan credit for Heath Ledger's Batman, because, like I said, every time he would break down a story, it was different. And in the end of the day, you don't know what his true origin is. He might not even know what it is. That's the crazy part. Like, me personally, I think Heath Ledger altogether had the best Joker, not just because of the acting, but like Joker is also thorough in a fight. Yeah. I can't see Joaquin Phoenix's Joker fight anybody. I think the girl he was stalking would beat him up. But even in the Dark Knight, like Joker at one point was whooping Batman ass. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, he walked in dolo like, yo, what's up? Stabbing something. You know what I mean? Like he was a physical presence as well as just psychological and psychotic. So, you know, when you're going up against,
you could see what's his name Joker throwing down though. Jared Leto Joker. You could definitely see him throwing down though. Like,
well, Jared Leto, but I think Heath Ledger was a better acted Joker. Although I can see Jared Leto doing some gangster shit, but the overall, just like the thoroughness of it, along with the total, like point blank, when I watch Dark Knight, I almost forget about Batman for a while. Like, Heath Ledger is so good, it's almost his movie for 2/3 of the film. And that's just the presence that he carries. So, you know, my opinion personally, like Justice League, it would have to be Heath Ledger. I feel like he would be a realistic, like, you wouldn't laugh. Like, I feel like with Jared Leto, even in Suicide Squad, like, there were times you couldn't take him all the way serious. I don't know if it was like the tattoos or the gold. It was something.
Hunka.
Heath Ledger, I could see him talking shit to Superman, and it actually, you'd be like, oh shit, like, word, like, I mean, like, there was a believability factor.
Like he gets Superman mad enough to like pin him against the wall, trying to punch him, and then like Batman would have to stop him or something. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you could see him on a level like where he could stand, because he could stand next to Superman and Batman and whoever, and you'd be like, oh, all right, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Jared Leto, I feel like it was slightly more comedic. Same thing with Jack Nicholson. I feel like Jack Nicholson did a great job of playing the comedic / gangster Joker. I actually think that Jared Leto's Joker has more in common with Jack Nicholson's, but I feel like Jack Nicholson was pretty much playing himself, so it's kind of hard to top that. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
You know,
he was himself, became the archetype for every future Joker.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, yo.
Well, I like to give a shout out to Kevin Richardson's Joker from the Batman cartoon, because even with that different take, it brought something different. See, the thing that makes
the dude in the straight jacket,
Joker
straight jacket, that was crazy.
Out like Blanca, The thing about the Joker is that there's no wrong way to do his role. You just have to bring something to the role. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think maybe we could do this on the show one day with greatest villain of all time, comic book or whatever. I think the Joker, besides Ronald Reagan, is like the greatest bad guy of all time. You know what I'm saying? Or like something like that. Like I really like that. We should really talk about, just have some fun with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what we could do? And by the way, shout out to everybody tuned in to the recap with the GoodFellaz. And also, if you are a fan or a member of AEP Presents Facebook page, they actually do villain like a lot of like comparison contests and stuff like that. You've actually done like brackets before with like best villain of all time and all that.
So, man. Yeah, we actually got one. Like you said, this AEP Presents First Thoughts Facebook group open. Yeah, we do brackets, man. We combine movies, and the current one is villains, man. Everybody votes on who's their favorite villain, and we just kind of narrow it down. Like, so yeah, we do that there too. Those conversations are always fun, man, because when you talk about politics and you talk about sports, and sometimes people just get mad, but it's like, yo, we just have a good conversation about talking about comic book characters and motivations and stuff. Like, yo, man, those are always great conversations to me.
Yeah, man. Well, what I propose one day, we have a podcast just dedicated to best villain of all time. Each one of us brings our favorite villain or who we think is the best villain of all time, and we just chop it up and we kind of see if we can settle it on the podcast.
Yeah, I like that.
Dope.
I like
we should do that for sports. We should do that for villains. We should do that for heroes. Something that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Especially
everybody tuned in right now.
March Madness show. What's up?
Yeah. Everybody tuned in right now. If you feeling that, if you want to give us your input, who you think is your favorite villain or anything, any topics you want us to talk about, hit us up with a comment, an email, an instant message. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we'll get to it. We appreciate everybody tuned in, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're coming soon to all media platforms with this podcast. It started out as fun, and now we taking it to the next level. Shout out to my man Little Guns and the new GoodFellaz merch.
You already know we got merch already, y'all.
Absolutely, man. And by the way, Dav Noble with that shot. By the way, so everybody need a good photographer. Dav Noble.
That's right. Dude. AEP, baby.
Man. Matter of fact, let's pay some bills. AEP Presents Dav. Holla at him. Let him know what you do. Let them know about the Facebook group and the whole movement you got, because that joint's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, AEP Presents First Thoughts, pop culture group. We talk life, man. Everything, no topic is out of hand. It's a good group to come talk. You know what I mean? Whatever topics you want to talk about, we good. I also got the Facebook group for my photography. That's AEP Presents. they can hit me at IG, Dav, DAV_AEP. That's Dav, DAV_AEP.
All right. Karev, yeah, Heritage Hip Hop. We can't go any further unless we talk about how dope your site is. Let them know about Heritage Hip Hop, how they can reach you, what they can expect, what things you got in the works over there.
Heritage Hip Hop represents you, the hip hop culture. We feel that by celebrating you, not only do we give honor to God, we give honor to everybody that makes that good music and teaches the world who we are. So we highlight the independent artists, we respect the mainstream artists, and as a business, we teach you how to earn and keep your independency. So if you really want to know how dope you are, why not you? Come to Heritage Hip Hop. If you're a great artist or you have something that you want the world to see, every good artist should have about 5 interviews set up whenever they promote. So you can start at Heritage Hip Hop. We are heritagehiphop.com, Heritage Hip Hop everywhere. And when you go to the website, not only do you get free music, we are highlighting the best from Jersey hip hop worldwide, international and domestic, on Heritage Hip Hop playlist number 5, which is free on our website. So make sure you go to www.heritagehiphop.com and you can check out Heritage Hip Hop YouTube to see our great interview with West Coast Cam and Fredro Starr. Yeah, we out here.
All right. Yo, Sha, let them know where they can reach you at online.
GOTHYQ on Instagram. GoodFellaz TV on Instagram. And that's it.
Okay. That's what's up. Yo, my man Big A, man, holla at him. Let them know they can reach you at.
I'm toasty.
What's good, family? Yo, shout out to everybody tuning in on the recap with the GoodFellaz. First of all, I want to give a shout out to you, the viewer. We appreciate you, and make sure wherever you see it, you like and you share. It's important that you guys like and share. You can also check me out on the internet at AHDAYAR. Again, that's for the slow people. AHDAYAR, and you can check me out on Instagram. I'm on all social media platforms, and you can also check me out on GoodFellazTV.com. That's GoodFellaz, GoodFellaz TV.com. My man Tommy Guns, what's up? Let him know where you can.
I mean, I'm in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Instagram at DJ Tommy Guns. YouTube, of course. The YouTube page is popping. We're approaching 2 million views real soon. You can see not only episodes of the recap, but just everything, like every concert, behind the scenes footage, interviews with all your favorite artists. And just, of course, this podcast is on there. And of course, GoodFellazTV.com, interviews, music, the podcast, hot chicks, everything you want is on that site. Get on the mailing list too. Send me your email. I'll put you on our exclusive email list. And man, you get mad shit on there, man.
That's right.
I can't even, I shouldn't even tell you how much stuff that you get on there. You know what I mean? But, subscribe to that. Shout out to everybody, the whole movement. Shout out to my homegirl, Teresa. Shout out to everybody who was a part of the movement. And like I said, man, every week we here for y'all. It's the recap with the GoodFellaz. We will see you next week. I'm sure there's going to be more to talk about. Until then, peace out.
Peace out.